I'm at Higby Mountain hiking. It's very nice. Living in Connecticut, where most of the land is just a little above sea level, sometimes you just need to get above and beyond it all. There are lots of hiking trails through Connecticut, with some of the more elaborate ones in the western hills, which include part of the Appalachian Trail. But for a person living in central Connecticut, getting away from it all on a moment's notice can be challenging. However, there are certain ridges that were formed throughout the central and eastern part of Connecticut during the Ice Ages and made it a way for people like me to get away from it all. Relaxing, higher, elevated hikes overlooking the area with up to 25 miles on a clear day. It is the beginning of one of the most beautiful seasons of the year in Connecticut and New England. Crisp, clear, and little breeze. That's because we've just had a front that came through and is headed out to sea. Connecticut is one of the times of the year that makes for many long, beautiful hikes of nature, and it begins to prepare for winter. Higby Mountain stands 892 feet above sea level and is a portion of a long trap rock mountain ridge running north and south, located just 3¼ miles east of Meriden, Connecticut. Part of one of the linear, narrow metacomic ridge that extends from Long Island to New Haven. North through the Connecticut Valley of Massachusetts, Higby Mountains is known for its high cliff faces overlooking the Quinnipiac River Valley in Meriden. It is 3 miles long and 1½ miles wide in its widest point. Mount Higby is an important aquifer to 2 reservoirs and 1 pond at the base of Higby Mountain Reservoir to the east, and Adder Reservoir on the upper eastern slope, and Black Pond between Beesick Mountain and Higby Mountain. The mountain forms a conspicuous, long cliff line visible throughout the upper Quinnipiac River Valley and metropolitan Meriden. Camel's Hump is 750 feet, also called the Pinnacle, is a prominent southern high point on the ridge just above the shallow gap called Preston Notch. The Pinnacle should not be confused with a similarly named peak on Talcott Mountain or with Pinnacle Rock of Farmington, both part of the Metacomet Ridge to the north of Higby Mountain. Interstate 91 cuts through the gap between Higby Mountain and Chauncey Peak to the north. The Metacomic Ridge continues northwest from Higby Mountain as Chauncey Peak and south as Beesick Mountain. A line of smaller hills extends from the Higby Mountain ridgeline north into Middletown. Most notably of these is Fall Hill, from which tumbles the 50 feet high Westfield Falls, visible from Interstate 91 just north of Higby Mountain. The north and east sides of Higby Mountain drain into Fall Brook, then Sawmill Brook, then the Mattabassic River, then to the Connecticut River and on out to Long Island Sound. The west and south side drain into Harbor Brook, thence into the Quinnipiac River, and then into Long Island Sound. And that concludes our Trail History of Connecticut, Part 1, Higby Mountain. I'm Karen Wasmer, reporting.